First, I'd like to give a shout out to Mr. Superboy 222 because he was the first person I actually saw do a video involving this clown. And I also have to give a shout out to CNN for their headline. The headline reads on CNN.com for this story: Sean Hannity is a welfare queen. Someone over there has a sense of humor because guess what? I could not agree more. He is just that. So when I was watching Mr. Superboy's video yesterday, and the title was Sean Hannity Has Some Nerve, and I'll post the link to his video in the description just in case you haven't had a chance to watch it. I was wondering, what the hell did this clown say or do now? It's actually a combination of both. So it has come to the surface that Sean Hannity was using HUD, or you get the Housing of Urban Development, which is really known for where a lot of the government assistance comes from. He was using that to buy and get multi-million-dollar properties, and he was getting a lot of them. And I do mean a lot of them. Now, mind you, Sean Hannity is a millionaire in his own right. So you're probably wondering, why the hell does he need to use HUD to get these properties? And he was using shell corporations to hide his name, because basically it's like a system where you can be almost like being an anonymous individual, so they won't reveal who you are. So he was using that almost as like an underground tactic, so no one would know that he was actually using HUD. Because, like, you know, how dare would a white wealthy man use government assistance? As if that doesn't already happen. I keep telling people, the people who benefit the most from government assistance are your white wealthy males. Sean Hannity is no different. Now, here's the thing. Sean Hannity was doing this all this time, but had a whole bunch of shit to say about black people being on government assistance. I mean, he had a lot of shit to say about black people. Let me see if I can find a quote from him in this article. He said, on his state-run media platform, Hannity can be found decrying welfare. He once expressed shock as he interviewed a California surfer and musician who received $189 a month in food stamps, as well as government health insurance. Welfare waved the graphic blare. In 2012, comedian Jon Stewart slammed Hannity for promoting the fiction that President Barack Obama had created, an entitlement society. In 2013, Hannity complained that an African-American man in Tennessee had allegedly fathered 22 children who were receiving welfare. A Hannity guest called for sterilizing the man. Another Hannity guest opined that the women should have kept their legs closed. So he has gone on a bashing thing about people in general using government assistance. Meanwhile, he's doing the same exact thing and is getting way more. And also, let's not also forget that when it comes to welfare fraud, there's a certain group of people, and I swear they are probably the only ones who commit the highest, I mean the highest amount of welfare fraud in America. And it's the so-called Jewish individuals. I did a story about them out of New Jersey last year. It was a group, they literally had a fucking ring going on. But of course, because of who they classify themselves as, they didn't do anything to them and they let them go. I don't think they let them keep the money, but they let them go. They didn't serve not one day in jail. I bet the spirit of Dr. Khalid Muhammad is laughing so hard right now. I will never forget listening to that interview. I think it was a few months ago on LVZ's channel. One of the funniest interviews, not one of the funniest and funnest interviews ever. Because Sean Hannity is the type of person whose ego is so big he feels like he's the smartest individual in the room. I don't like those type of people. And he's very opinionated about every single thing, and he passes the shit off as facts, and none of it is factual. From this point forward, Sean Hannity can no longer, forget the phone ringing, he can no longer speak ill or talk shit about anybody receiving government assistance. This is a man who doesn't need it, but he still uses it, and uses more of it than anybody else. So you have a lot of people out here thinking, "Oh, it's black people abusing the welfare system. Why don't they just pull themselves up by their bootstraps and get a job?" This motherfucker has a job and bootstraps, and he still can't pull his damn self up. A multimillionaire using something that's for people who are not even close to that tax bracket. That's why I'm always kind of iffy when it comes to talking about the about people on welfare, because I know that it's people like Sean Hannity who uses it more. As a matter of fact, they don't use it, they abuse it. This man took millions of dollars to set aside for his own personal properties, and he probably was going to do nothing but flip it anyway to make more money. And then have the nerve to talk about black people or other people who are poor and who are using the program who actually need it. He doesn't need it. You'll be surprised at what wealthy person or even rich person, hell, even some of your favorite celebrities who use government assistance, but they'll never say it. They'll never tell you because it's a pride thing. They always associate government assistance with people who are poor. And Sean Hannity and all these other people who use it are far from it. And I bet you none of them probably donate anything. They just take, like the bloodsuckers that they are. That's all I have to say about this. Y'all let me know what you think down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll talk to you in the next one.